Then he went on to the University of Texas, where he got his law degree. He's an active member of the State Bar, and he's co-editor of the State Bar newsletter in labor and employment law. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stanley Santire.
Sexual harassment. It is a form of discrimination. Often we think that discrimination is simply where let's say a woman doesn't get promoted because she's a woman, she doesn't get a job because she's a woman, she is just demeaned and so forth, not to believe that she's going to have the ability, but it's more than that. A woman can be promoted through the ranks, she can be hired for a job, she can be paid the same as someone else, but if in fact she is treated in some sort of a demeaning manner, sometimes very subtle, that can be sexual. What the juries will say, we don't like this kind of behavior, and you as an organization are going to have to pay a little bit extra money because we want you to remember this and not do it again. It can be very expensive. It can be up to $300,000, $500,000. There was a case settled, actually it was basically settled by the EEOC only about 2 months ago. A single individual subject to harassment. But one of the interesting aspects of when that law was passed, and that was the primary motivator, was that a congressman in West Virginia wanted to stop the law. He didn't want the law to be passed to give equal rights to people based on their race or their color. And so he said, okay, we'll also put women in there. Because we ain't ever going to pass a law that says you got to treat women the same as men. And Lyndon Johnson said, okay. The court said, hey, it's not just not hiring people or firing people because they're because of what their gender might be. It's also because of the way you talk to them. Just the general demeaning attitude that you might take towards them in the workplace. That is also a form of discrimination. These type of situations, the organizations, for example, the college, has a defense. In other words, you could say, yeah, it happened, and yet still have a defense in the case. And this is why management understanding this process is so important. Because the defense is to say, number one, we had a policy in place telling people that they shouldn't do this. You actually showed this. We in good faith trying to avoid this type of behavior. Number two, we had a reporting procedure. And it was out there and people knew about that. And the person that says they were sexually harassed either did not bring it to our attention, or they brought it to our attention and we made good faith effort to deal with it. All of this rests on